3 years ago, right around this time, I was sitting about there, and I was thinking about what a great job Abby had done as president. Yes. I remember watching her that night and pondering, is she happy to be done? Relieved? Grateful? Overwhelmed? Have a sense of accomplishment? Sadness? Or worried about what's next for her in Temple life? And now I know. She had all of those feelings, plus a whole lot more. If I had known then what I know now, that we, as a synagogue, were going to go through staff transitions, the completion of a building project that we still have not fully reaped the benefits of, anti-Semitism across the nation leading to major security issues, a rabbinic health crisis, a global pandemic, sadness, loss, and grief. Would I have still embarked on this job? And the answer is, of course. It is really hard to explain or define what it has felt like for me to be your TBA president. And what I felt most of the time was a deep, deep sense of pride. Proud of our building, our congregants, our lay leaders, and our extraordinary staff. I would often drive down Pudding Stone Lane, take a left into the parking lot, and pull into the spot marked President, usually way too fast, and Rabbi was sure I was going to plow into his car. But I had a feeling of extreme honor to hold this position. So let's take a moment and recap. 2018, 2019, I had the privilege to work with Elise Hyman as our executive director and be a part of the transition from Elise to Becky, which was seamless. Becky embarked on her new role without missing a beat. Her calm, thoughtful approach to this job was nothing short of miraculous. We jumped in together, and not a day of my presidency has gone by where I haven't felt truly grateful for our partnership, friendship, and collaborative nature throughout the entire 3 years. Whether I was venting about a difficult conversation, was overwhelmed with excitement and enthusiasm about a program I thought we should do, or a simple temple situation that we were discussing, Becky's calm, even-keeled demeanor always set me at ease. Some of my favorite times with Becky was when we were on the phone talking TBA business, and the next thing I knew, it had been 40, 60, or 90 minutes later. And not only had we solved whatever it was we were discussing, but we managed to just shoot the shit and connect on so many levels, which was always really impressive because often Eli and Noah wanted her for different things at different times. Becky, there are really no words for how much I have enjoyed and appreciated working with you, so thank you. One of the highlights of 2019 for me was participating in my first TBA musical. The arts troupe led by Amy and Ilona welcomed me with open arms, and I truly loved being a part of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I learned so much from many talented people we have in our congregation. Another highlight for me in 2019 was the Priest and a Rabbi series that I led with Eileen. We were able to bring people together from different religious backgrounds and learn from one another, both spiritually and socially. 2020, although it was short-lived in person, we had a karaoke night, a Labyrinth to Your Health series, and a very lively Purim Palooza that I will never forget. In fact, thanks to Steve Eyre and Bruce Blakely, I will now be able to check off my bucket list being carried off stage on the shoulders of 2 drag queens. March hit, and life at TBA as we knew it came to a screeching halt. But we did not miss a beat. We transitioned to a virtual world with grace and thoughtfulness. From a strong Zoom Shabbat presence each week, and when I say strong, We are talking upwards of 80 to 100 families each week. We had a racial justice series with AK, led by Margie Ross Dector, where we attacked difficult conversations, deep thinking, and real discussions on meaningful levels. We connected to congregants through our letter writing campaign led by my daughter Emma, where we thanked those who were on the healthcare front lines. We sent Hanukkah cards to every single congregant of TBA to wish them well and let them know we were thinking of them. We had virtual cooking contests and cooking lessons. There were bingo nights and virtual horse races. We had speakers and podcasts, documentaries and book clubs. We had programs for our ELC, teens, and young adults, just to name a few. We had a virtual high holiday experience that I can safely say blew us all away. It was meaningful and spiritual. It was heartfelt and inclusive and very, very memorable. These are just a few of the things that resonated and were meaningful to me over the past 3 years. And every person in the room and on Zoom has their own set of meaningful experiences to them. That is what makes our community so great and so special. And none, I repeat, none of this would have happened without our incredible staff. Each and every one of you makes this place run. Heidi, I know it was a rough year, but our ELC thrived. We are so lucky to have you. With the rules constantly changing, you were always on top of it, and you did it with such flexibility and grace. Miriam, our kids and our teens felt loved, safe, and happy when they were here. You were present, available, and so kind with our kids and young adults. Doug, always reliable, you were our constant. When no one was in the building, we knew you were holding down the fort for all of us, and with a smile. Unless you and I were throwing around a few curse words and bantering, which we always did in jest. Rebecca, you stepped up. When we asked you to take on more responsibility, you did it. You are reliable and our rock. Not to mention that the staff gets paid because of your payroll expertise. Iris, the patience of a saint. From in-person bar and bat mitzvahs to virtual to in-person again. To date change after date change, you kept your cool. Always had a smile on your face and got our kids through. Not sure how you did it. Lori, the fact that any time I referenced a congregant that I just couldn't quite put the name to the face, you always knew. Your connection to each and every member and your ability to make them feel special is a gift. Not to mention, you showed up each Saturday this spring and made sure the bar and bat mitzvahs ran smoothly, and you were unflappable. Eileen, our communications queen, your marketing, photographs, videos, posts, your creativity and can-do attitude is just amazing. You never said no to me. Whatever I asked for, you figured it out. Not to mention, you helped me with my day job, which is definitely not in your job description. Susan, your ability to bring us all together in song, even when we couldn't be in person, was remarkable. Your energy and enthusiasm each week on Shabbat, your incredible virtual choir, and your deep connection to the caring community is amazing. And Rabbi, my connection to you spans far longer than my presidency. However, I truly felt this partnership of President Rabbi was like no other. I often felt like I won the lottery. You just made it so easy. My respect and love for you as a person and as a rabbi is very deep. Whether it was our weekly meetings, a strong hug before a Shabbat service, or our long walks along Honeywell, Tremont, and Washington Street, you have always been there for me. If I had a personal problem, a presidential issue, or even if we didn't see eye to eye, you were open, receptive, and always willing to listen. To all of you on the staff, a huge, huge thank you. To my amazing board and executive committee, like I said when we met a couple weeks ago, you showed up for me. Whether it was in person or virtual, you had my back. There were so many months when I thought, they're done. They're fed up with Zoom, sick of the little squares. I'm going to log on and no one is going to be there. And you were every time. Like I said, you showed up and I am forever grateful. To Abby and Neil, thank you for your service. You have served on exec and the board for a very long time. We don't have to say how many years. And I'm truly going to miss seeing your faces at the meetings and hearing your input and your expertise. Matthew, thank you for serving on the board and for chairing community and programming. We will miss you. To my mom, you have been my mentor, my confidant, and my cheerleader. If it weren't for you and the role model you have been, I don't think I ever would have been on this journey. I am forever grateful for having you as my mom, and I love you. To Carl, Sam, Emma, and Liv. Boy, was I a pain in the butt. I was absent, I was annoying, I often complained. You guys are amazing. You put up with me, you came to TBA when I asked, and you endured these last 3 years. Carl, you are amazing, kind, patient, and definitely my better half, and I love you. So Carol, my wish for you, that you enjoy these next 3 years. Be proud, be your resilient self, and just be you. I have absolutely no doubt that you will lead with energy, enthusiasm, and a deep, deep sense of compassion. You got this.